I'm on the back part of my grandparents' property, and the title of this video is Camp David is Moving. I just wanted to show you a couple memories that I've built while growing up here, because every spring break, ever since I can remember, I spent it here. And there's a lot of things that I see that I haven't, enjoyed as a kid. I'll show you here in a minute, you'll see what I'm talking about. And then there's other things which are new. But with time, you need a place that you kind of go back to that stays the same, so then you can reflect on everything that has changed. So with that, let's take a look. A couple different trucks have been stored here, but this is the latest version. In the back wall here is a little cart. My brother and I would ride down their driveway and jump off some ramps and basically get airborne and smack down on the ground, hurt our backs, and no brakes, no nothing, no helmets, just a lot of silly fun. But it's something that my granddad put together and just went with it, and it worked. And that's what we did instead of watching TV or playing video games. So I feel sorry for the kids today that have parents that know how to do that, because that was a blast. When we move over here, there's all kinds of stuff. I mean, there's the Heritage Tutoring Center sign where my grandmom used to educate kids and teach and all that. And we go up top here. Where is it? There's the canoe sign that my granddad used to sell kayukis, which he has one right there. I have no idea how old this one is, but it was a wooden design with canvas on top, and that was it. But moving on, we've got our two Cub Cadets here. This is the one that I learned to drive on. I learned my driving abilities with this thing, how to mow, everything. You've got 3 speeds and then a reverse, your brake and clutch on the same pedal. This thing's a trooper. It's definitely seen a couple of repairs, but it is still working. And this is where I built my memories from. Then you have the 4-wheel cart, which I pulled behind it. I learned how to reverse with that front wheel turning. Then over here, hidden behind this, when I was in middle school and high school, I owned a lawn mowing business, and I was good enough to need my equipment across the city, so I built a trailer behind my bicycle, and this is what is left. It's where the wheels, those slots are where the wheels would go, and can't quite see the construction, but this thing was built like a tank. It was way too heavy, way too rugged, but it did the job. So I mean, this is just the barn. We'll take a look at the rest of the place, but all kinds of neat things here. We're now in the back part of this barn. There is remnants of where it used to be an old shed that was there when I remember growing up, and now his neighbor has, farmed out the place over there. There's cows and everything. But the reason why I want to show this is the beginning of the trail right here, and it's going to head back, and a number of other trails. You can see one kind of back through here. This is just interesting. This is what I remember riding down. It hasn't changed. It gets mowed out every couple seasons. And I would just ride on the back of the wagon as my granddad would go along cutting this stuff, and kind of weave your way back here. You'd see a deer every now and again, because this is a fairly large property. You just keep going back, and there's another trail there. See, it kind of ends up here where neighbor has fenced off his property. We're almost there, so bear with me. And then we might have passed it. So this path used to veer out a little more before he cut over, but right here, pretty much right where we just walked through in this area, used to be a little field where all these vines have grown up, and there was just every kind of flower that you could imagine. You can see there's some here now. And there's just things you remember that wasn't there the next year, wasn't there the year after, but the first time we came back here, it was there. And then I'm not going to go through all these paths, but I'm just going to walk here to the edge. This is it. This is the back part of the property. There's a trail that goes through here, winds around, dips down, circles all around downhill, cuts back right to where we started. There's a couple that cross in between. So if you want to go any direction, there's a path leading to it. So I've cleared out this ditch to the right of the road several times. It has now since been filled in. And right there the pipe goes and then goes all the way down. So another part of manual labor is that back part of the field to help clear out. I think if I remember correctly, my uncle, when he was in high school, helped clear this out, and most of it was done by hand. It's just a neat little field up here. And you have your flag, which is always flying. And in the winter, you can take a look and see through this set of trees and view the house. But right now, it's too much tree cover. Burned a couple brush piles here. This was all trees at one point. Still remnants of one we didn't want to burn to not kill the trees up. Cleared that out. We had a summer working to clear that hillside and fix the drain, or the runoff. And then here's a field, and on the right corner I almost tipped the Cub Cadet one year, so I had to have my granddad help push on the side as I rode along, but that was a good memory. And then right here, the best one of all, the mower was parked with the trailer behind it, and my dad and my granddad and my grandmom were talking right about there, and I thought, oh, I'd be smart, I'd jump on the tractor and just, you know, push a couple levers, and I knew what I was doing, but I didn't realize that I had pushed the brake off and let the clutch out, and it was not in gear, and I didn't know how to put it back in gear, and I just rolled it along, and I jumped off and bailed out, and my granddad jumped on and stopped the tractor. That was a scary moment because I was booking it. I mean, I was bouncing up and down, I was moving so fast, and I don't even know how he got on. And this is another ditch that I cleaned out one summer, and that was probably 6-7 years ago, and it's still holding pretty good. And then drains off into there. But walk down here, there's been a lot of activity down here with things that we've done. There's been a drain put in. There used to be one, now there's two. Countless fires, which you can see there's still another brush pile there. Gotten stuck many times over here with the mower because this is essentially a pond, and this has kind of changed terrain with time. That's the hillside for target practice. Let's see if we can get a better look here. Countless thorns, they're not there anymore, but there used to be a bunch of thorn bushes right here. And you can still see some minnows swimming around down there. It's my neighbor's dog. There's Franny. She's saying hi, I think. We're over here. This is the drain. There's a spring here that I've cleaned out half a dozen times. Let's see if we can find it up here, but this is just a path. We got gravel on that hillside from where the dump truck got stuck and just had to tip it over. But there is... It's getting really muddy here. Old hot water heater here. I can't see with all the plant life, but there is a spring. It's just a little trickle down there. The reason why I bring this up is this hillside, as you can see, is a small path up. This used to be the main stretch until they put the road in, and I've gotten stuck here dozens and dozens because I'm a skinny guy, and this tractor is pretty heavy, and there's no weight on the back tires, so my granddad would just sit on it. He's, a larger guy. And then we get up the hill. This is our neighbor's property on the other side. They have some horses. I don't see any today, but let's look at my friend with me. But this brings us to the top of the hillside. This gravel has been the end of me so many times because I can't pull that tractor with the trailer behind it. At least when I was growing up. Nowadays I'm big enough, but you know, when you only weigh like 60, 70 pounds, it doesn't really help you too much. But there's the road. This hillside's been cleared out many times as well. You know, just stuff needs to be maintained. I think there's now a squirrel living in that barn. That was not there until, I don't know, maybe middle school when it got built. And I've painted the walls. The inside's been done up a couple times and it's still now in okay shape. It needs to be repaired again. There used to be a huge brush pile, and when I mean huge, we're talking about 20 plus years of brush, spanned taller than you can see on the camera. It's about 15 feet tall. I'm not making that up, and that was compressed lumber and twigs and brush, and finally got approval to burn it, and had the hose down there, watered it down for a good hour and a half before I started the fire. It was intense. We have this old tree, which was standing, and now it's just a stump and decayed. That went down, I don't know, about 15 years ago. And it was huge. I mean, larger than you can wrap your arms around. There's the big one. But there's a little pond up here on the right. It's actually grown in size. It used to be smaller. And then it leads up here to the driveway. Now we're at the side of the house. This tree had a swing on it for many, many, many years, and finally took it down. That branch right there. There's a spot over there, which I'll insert the photo if I remember, that all the grandkids sat down and my aunt took a photo of all of us. There's 5 of us. But this area has been mowed probably 40 times by myself, and that's, you know, how many years counting? I don't even know. Go to the back part of the house. We've got some wood stacked up, split plenty of logs. We used to have a swing there, swing on the porch, and another swing there. Those actually haven't moved in a long time. As you can see, it's now nighttime. I have worked on yet another project. There's the new wheel horse, and we got a 4-wheeler, got my helmet on it. The shop, which I have helped finish many projects, but even many more my granddad has done. And then his multiple fridges. And we have this swing, which at one point was there and there, swinging this way. I remember as a kid, there's a photo of us swinging there. More things here. I forget what this thing's called, the shopsmith. And what we got here? There's those Kayuki logos. So this is the office. And he's going through all this paperwork, getting ready to move, but right now, this was not here when they moved in. He has built that. Well, we got to show Boris too. There's Boris. Can have a crazy monkey in the house. And there is the old TV and speakers, my grandma's desk, and more books. That's it. And the dartboard. You got the attic up there with all kinds of stuff lying around, and we'll go inside here in just a second.
Over the last 12 years,
Got the kitchen. And fridge. These tables, we used to eat breakfast there. Now we eat breakfast here.
We have 63% of the country only
And
we have lack of home ownership at lows that go back to the 1995.
You're on camera.
That's all true. The question
New TV.
That's absolutely right. Although, how much more, I guess the question I would like to ask is, how much more will it be hurting if we are living in a world where all kinds of dictators are using chemical weapons, weapons of mass destruction?
We got Grandmom's room.
Retreated in the face of
Get the lights here. Nope, just does the fan.
Believe it or not, things can get worse. And the fact that we are suffering economically at home
bathroom.
What's going on overseas?
It's great to see you. Thanks so much for joining me.
The reason I want to show this is when we were a kid, down there was a carpet, the whole floor, and we pulled it up and there's a whole bunch of ants underneath. Now it's tile, and it's pretty nice. Let's see, this is where I've stayed every time. There's 2 planes there now. There used to be 6 or 7 when I was a kid. Every time I'd make the sheets, this is the fold-out bed. This is the second one. The fold-out bed I'd flip up the sheets and then knock a couple planes down. So now we just got 2 left. But a whole bunch of family photos. And we got 3 desks. Gotta have more than 2. And that's it.
Who helps you focus on your recovery? Wow, that was horrible.
And grandparents' room. Got a closet over there. Restroom there, and then clothes back there. So that's it. That's the house. We'll keep you informed when they get moved into the new place. Alright, thanks for watching.